Good morning, you two. Happy Friday. Welcome to Friday's Flashback Friday, where we're going to be going over some key skills from across the year to help us develop our mental math skills. So for today's lesson, you will just need your exercise book from your home learning book and a pencil. So if you need to pause the video to collect any of those things, you can do so now. Okay, so let's have a look at our first Flashback Friday. Now remember, these recap all our prior learning, and some of it is quite new learning, so don't worry if you find some of the questions a bit challenging at first, because I'm sure you'll get the hang of it and do a brilliant job. So let's have a look at question number 1. We're really looking today for you to show your working out in your maths book, so please make sure that you are showing all the brilliant calculations that you are doing in your head and writing it down on your paper. Okay, so question number 1. Is the line of symmetry correct? Now remember, a line of symmetry shows that it is reflected the same on both sides, that it is equal. So I can see straight away that the line of symmetry is down the middle, which is a really good starting point. It goes straight down the middle and it is straight. Now on this side of the line, it makes a square shape. And on this side of the line of symmetry, it also makes the same square shape that is the same size and the same length. So the line of symmetry is correct. Yes. Can you say yes because and explain why? So because the line of symmetry is down the middle, it is straight, and it creates the same shape and size on both sides. See if you can pause the video and explain your answer now. Excellent. Let's have a look at question number 2. Name the shape. Now to help me name my shape, I need to look at how many sides and how many vertices it's got, where the lines meet and join together. So I'm going to draw and count the amount of sides the shape has. So it has 1 side, 2 sides, 3 sides, 4 sides, 5 sides, 6 sides, 7 sides, 8 sides. Can you remember what we call a shape that has 8 sides? Think about what animal has 8 legs as a clue. Fantastic, it's an octagon. It's an octagon because it has 8 sides and 8 vertices. Brilliant. Let's have a look at question number 3. So number 3, complete the number sentence below. So 4 add 4 equals 4 times something. Now remember the time sign. Can you all show me the time sign? Excellent. This means times by, multiply, or lots of, or groups of. So today we're going to say lots of. So 4 lots of something. So we need to make it equal, because here we have the equal sign. So our 4 times something has to be the same as 4 add 4. Well, 4 lots of something, I need to see how many lots of 4 there are on the other side. So I have 1 lot of 4, 2 lots of 4. So my answer must be 4 add 4 equals 4 lots of 2, because there are 2 times 4, or 4 times 2. Also, you can work it out by doing 4 add 4 equals 8. And 4 times 2 also equals 8 by writing our answers on top to help us. So the missing number is 2. Fantastic. Okay, question number 4. Write 84 in words. So now 80 is quite a tricky word to spell, but just have a go. Don't worry about your spelling. See if you can write the word 84 in words. Super, let's have a look together. Now 8 is a red word. It's not spelled how it sounds. So 8 is E-I-G-H-T and then a Y on the end to make the E sound. So 80. And then 4, also a red word, which is spelled F-O-U-R. 84. Fantastic. Well done, you two. Don't worry about your spelling on that one, as long as you've had a really good go. Okay, question number 5, our last one, that is our time. So we've been looking at, in time, we've been focusing on o'clock. Show me o'clock. Fantastic. That's when the minute hand, which is a really long one, is pointing right to the top at 12 o'clock. Now we're going to on our clock, it goes right to the bottom. Can you show me your long hand going right to the bottom, pointing to 6? When we're there, we say half past. Show me half past. Fantastic. So here we have our long hand, our minute hand, pointing at half past, and our hand has just gone past the number 10. So on our clock, our time is 10:30. Fantastic. See if you can pause the video now, check all your answers before we go into our flashback for number 2. Brilliant. Let's have a look at our second flashback for. So starting again with our line of symmetry. Can you remember what our line of symmetry is? Brilliant. It needs to be down the middle and splits a shape or an object into equal parts that are exactly the same. So is the line of symmetry on question number 1 correct? No, it's not, because my line of symmetry needs to be down the middle. It's not down the middle, and also where the black line is, this part of the triangle is a lot smaller and a different size to this part of the triangle. So the line of symmetry is not correct, no, because it isn't in the middle, it doesn't show the shape the same at either side, and they're also different sizes and shapes. See if you can pause the video now and explain your answer. Brilliant. Okay, question number 2. How many sides does a square have? Now, I think we know that one, but it's really important that we show our working out. So to do this, you need to draw a square using a ruler, or you could draw around an object in your home that is a square shape. Now remember, if you're using a ruler, the sides have to be all the same size, so you might need to measure really carefully to make sure they're the same length. So pause the video now and see if you can draw a perfect square. Okay, so here is my square. I've used my ruler to make sure not only my sides are the same length, but also that my sides are perfectly straight, because a 2D shape of a square always has straight sides. Now I can count how many sides and show how many sides a square has. So I can put my numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. So a square has 4 sides, and even if we knew that, we've drawn our square 2 to show our working out. So see if you can pause the video and label and number your amount of sides. Fantastic. So a square has 4 sides. Question number 3. Is 17 odd or even? Now hopefully we've been working really hard on odd and even numbers, so we know that 17 is, that's right, 17 is odd. Can you explain why 17 is an odd number? That's right, because it's not a multiple of 2, and that's really important. So when we're counting in 2s, we don't say the number 17. So not a multiple of 2. See if you can pause the video and answer and explain question number 3. Fantastic. Okay, question number 4. How much money is there altogether? Now, if you look really closely at the coins, not only are they made of copper and round, but we can see that they have a number 2 on them. So we know that they represent 2p. See if you can pause the video, counting in 2s to find the total amount of money altogether. Brilliant. So I know that they're in groups of 2, so I can count super speedy in 2s, crossing and counting 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So there is 10p altogether, and it's really important that we put that p on the end, because it's not 10 elephants, it's not 10 dogs, it's 10 pence. And remember, our p comes after our number. Fantastic. Okay, our last one that we're going to look at for our flashback for this second lot is our clock. So I can see on my hour hand that it points all the way up to 12, so we're saying o'clock. See if you can pause the video and work out the time that is on the clock. Brilliant. It's pointing at 12, so I know it's o'clock, and I know that my hour hand is just pointing at number 11, not quite touching, so the time on the clock is 11 o'clock. Fantastic. Pause the video now, check your answers before we move on to our final flashback 4. Okay, so let's have a look at our final flashback 4 of the day. Okay, question number 1. Which shape is the odd one out? Now to find out, I need to look at what shapes they are by looking at their properties. So looking at their sides and their vertices. So I'm going to use my pencil tool to count how many sides and vertices each shape has. See if you can pause the video now and count and show you're working out of how many sides and vertices each shape has. Fantastic! So this shape is a rectangle because it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides and 4 vertices. This is also a rectangle, it's just been turned round and it has 1, 2, 3 and 4 sides, so also a rectangle. This shape is a square, that's right, it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Now the difference in a square is that all the sides are the same length, so could be the odd one out because it has all the sides at the same length and a rectangle has 2 long sides and 2 short sides, but they all have 4 sides. Let's have a look at the final shape to see if there's another difference. So this shape has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So that shape must be the odd one out because it has 6 sides. Fantastic! Pause the video and check you're working out for question number 1. Okay, question number 2. Which shape has 5 sides? Can you remember the name of a 5-sided shape? I'll give you a clue. We need 5 fingers to hold a pen. So a 5-sided shape is called a pentagon, that's right. And it's kind of tricky to spell, so pentagon. A 5-sided shape is a pentagon. Fantastic. Okay, question number 3. Is 38 odd or even? Now when we're looking at a number, see if it's odd or even, we need to look at the ones column. And on this number, 38 ends in and has 8 ones. So is that a multiple of 2? Pause the video and see if you can figure out if 38 is an odd or even number. Excellent. 38 is even because it ends in and has an 8 ones and 8 is a multiple of 2. Fantastic. Finally, question number 4 before we go on to our time. Write the number made in base 10. So straight away I can see that it is representing tens and ones, so we can count super speedy in our tens and ones, remembering to cross and count. So I can count 10, 20, 30, but now I'm going to stop and count in ones, 31, 32, 33, 34. So the number that has been made is 34. Fabulous. Okay, the last one is our time question. Now, if my minute hand, the really long one, is at the top at 12, we say o'clock, and if it's all the way at the bottom at number 6, we say half past. See if you can pause the video and figure out the time on the clock. Okay, so our minute hand is pointing all the way to the bottom at 6 o'clock, so it's half past, and our hour hand has just gone past the number 4, so the time on the clock is 4:30. Fantastic if you got that right, because we've really been challenging ourselves to switch between o'clock and half past, which can be quite tricky, so well done year 2. Thank you for taking part in our Flashback Friday today, and I'll see you on Monday for our next maths lesson.